Alright guys, back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Last episode, we have discovered something very vital and how the crime scene came to be. The gunshot, how it happened, how anyone could hear the gunshot, and it's looking towards like two suspects right now, but it's feeling like it's leaning towards likely you. Is the primary suspect in our eyes, but we'll see. Okay. What are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for has already... Hold it. Okay. Don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it, mister.
Detective Bad. Haven't we already found what we were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark, just a little bit longer. Any little task will do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Let's do it then. We'll take the stand as the prosecution.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
And also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment which we can finally lay this case to rest? Oh, please. Wasn't that already placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? Psh. I think we more than subbed this case already. Psh. Don't you?
We'll see.
It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I can see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why is even Mr. Bad is here? A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end, no matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I'm slayed away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there's no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must have, without a doubt, be Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have, huh? I see.
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion in this case.
I'm sorry, I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always a time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in the court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of the court in this case, don't you think?
I'm coughing for no reason. Oh, absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. Alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All you have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. Misuse argument.
Everyone says the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, all areas of the crime scene have been already thoroughly been investigated, right? I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion that Detective Gumshoe is the killer.
Psst.
Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
But of course, there's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve.
Alright. Might as well, like, press everything that we can.
Hold it!
The suspect. But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibis have already been proven.
Are you joking, Edgeworth?
I assure you this is no joke.
Look, I know you heard it from the judge earlier, but that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can collaborate what he did since the snacking.
I see. She's done her research very well, which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she has while holding.
Hold it!
Either they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
The scrunched eyebrows and lines for your forehead are back. Anyway, but even if you believe it hasn't been exhausted, the crime scene lobby number 2 has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through the window and into the garden?
Psh, that's a dumb statement, Edgeworth. At the first place, everyone looks silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know? Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive there are no possible routes of escape?
Of course I'm sure.
And why are you so certain?
This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal will be using it to escape. It's just common sense, you know. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future.
Whoops.
God damn it.
Hold it!
You may think it's unshakable, but to me there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know some, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they'll write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing.
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. Suppose we really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. Before I do, I think I should inquire a little something about her argument. You said that earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisco or myself speaking with you about the suspect.
But there were witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see. Alibi.
As for your little missy, psh, she came to the courthouse during the recess. Psh, and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave me quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, or a bailiff, or anyone else.
Wait, so basically the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out I was supposed to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yew, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during the span of time?
Shh. What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into the lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot, to the time that Mr. Battery arrived at the scene, we dashed from lobby number 1, and the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Let's talk about that. When you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off? What then?
She's surprised.
That gunshot was a trap to manipulate our perception of the crime.
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1, care to explain how that could have been fabricated? Oh, yes, I can. The TV.
Take that!
That tape?
Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell, the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in the lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned up all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound that we heard of the gunshot in the video.
But I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot.
Oh no. Gotta do my makeup real quick.
That's the only thing I can think of too. After committing double homicide, The killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag and turned the television volume all the way up and left the video to play. Boom. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come in. And since we know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh.
Sounds from a television doesn't amount to too much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew. Didn't we, Miles?
Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not be able to admit that we had no idea until a little while ago.
There's still a lot of unexplanations that needs to be explained, like the perfume. That's right, if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And? Is that all?
And? That's it. End of story.
But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof window? The window was open. There is actually one common point between the lobby number 1 and lobby number 2, and is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each.
Oh no. You actually did your research.
And now we know what the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also open.
Objection!
It's probably just coincidence that we're both open at the time.
Objection!
Nah, it was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer that a certain person did something to cause the window to be open. And that person who triggered that action, that person's the real guilty party. Real killer in the double murder is... It was you! You!
Take that!
This Calisto Yew. I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. Oh my god.
Nani? You and Dick... Me? Me?
Uh-uh.
Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm very serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yew, do you still feel like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth.
We're gonna have to keep giving her more evidence. My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would spiral into this, huh? But I have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. Which means, I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
Sure. Alright.
Oh, the music, huh? You argued that the window was open. Okay, shoot. You argued that the window was open. How do you have proof that it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have any proof that the cape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down even for a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patent and Von Karma perfect proof to the test.
Hold it!
Alright, evidence? All I need to do is have some friends analyze and we'll know straight away.
Be my guest.
She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means... Even if we were able to lift prints, they only show that it's someone else, but... Why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose.
Psh, what's wrong? That scrunched eyebrows lines on your forehead, they're all back. More importantly, are you gonna be okay not running a fingerprint analysis?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll just continue my testimony, alright?
Hold it!
I thought I proved that it was.
Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime.
Voted for you, Miss Yew? The fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important.
How so?
By the very existence of that tape, the crime scene, it proves that the possibility of when of the crime could have been fabricated, and that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to examine every person's movements again. Damn. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we know. Yeah.
So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was this point.
Hold it!
Even if you're shocked, that is no concern to me. I do things my own way.
Oh? I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked.
Again, you being shocked is no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony.
Haha. Alright, but let me just say one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people.
Man, the music is so good, boys.
Hold it!
Yeah, I love this new soundtrack. It's insane. Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be.
Oh, admitting to your faults now, are we?
At this point in time, is what I meant to say.
Psh, should I take it that you mean you're just a sore loser?
No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth.
What a paradox. Take care not to fall into one of those holes before you rise it up. Miles, you remember, don't you? About why a window in the lobby number 1 was open?
Yes, of course I did. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be open. Your perfume was used in the crime scene.
Objection!
Easy. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yew?
Edgeworth, I never knew you were wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know.
Wait, hold up a second. This isn't mine.
That's right, it's mine, and I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
Miss Yew, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you were the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
And you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. And according to Detective Bad... My name is being mentioned for some reason.
Shh. Oh, I know.
He also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open the window.
Objection!
So, that's why you wanted to open the window. Come now, I already told you, that's all a bigger coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
I object. The timing when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear that shot. Furthermore, it would be pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean... Miss Yew, you were the one that called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. And when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway, is that correct?
She played them.
Ordered them. All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought up to you, Miss Yew.
Get him! That new prosecutor? You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say it this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow really at this game of cat and mouse. Let's just make this the last testimony and wrap this absurd case once and for all. Why couldn't it be me? Accusing murder of someone with spilled bottled perfume is a bit over the top. I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of the disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply could have not been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless. Shit.
Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. If I'm lacking information, I'll just draw it out of her.
Think it'd be the knife, probably.
Hold it!
Think I've already explained the significance of that earlier.
He only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill. Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character.
Do as you like. But as for me, I believe.
You believe? In what?
I believe that you are the true culprit in this case.
Psh. Ma, you're enthusiastic. Of course I should have guessed.
Hold it!
I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Or maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire.
How dare you?
Say such a thing.
Calm down, little girl. And don't let her get to you.
Yeah. Oh, would it have to be ruin my fun? Psh. Well, Shawa, can I continue?
Why couldn't it have been you? And why exactly could you have not killed him?
Huh, I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. Psh, I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth. I'm sorry that I gotta press everything, man, okay?
Your preferences have no bearing on what it is at hand.
Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
I need to finish this once and for all.
Objection!
Objection. Miss Yew, you will desist in this tomfoolery, return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Sorry, Miss Yew. Please continue with your testimony.
Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't possibly kill Mr. Faraday. Knife.
Hold it!
This is the decisive piece of it. At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yew. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh? I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
So that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you just cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence we had yet to present was the key that Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have the leg to stand. Ah!
Got you.
Psh. Did you really think you could just trap me? Come now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. You just answered everything for me. In any case, I wonder if you might append to what you just said to your testimony.
Sure. Why not? I can say as many times as you like. She trapped herself.
Hold it!
Miss Yew, I would like to confirm something with you one more time. We got her, boys.
Oh, how about what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this?
I don't need to ask you about that, because he isn't the killer.
Psh. Looks like your number of wrinkles on your forehead increased yet again.
That issue aside, Miss Yew, I'd like to ask you about what was inside the bag. You are sure it was the Yatagarasu's key, correct?
Shh. Yes, I'm very sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could have come from.
I think I just spotted the road to a perfect victory. Finally, it would appear that you revealed your true identity, Miss Yew.
Miles, her final statement.
Yes, I know. It's time to finish the coffin on the dagger. And all I have to do is present the evidence. Well, what is this? Ominous feeling that I can't shake. Wait, are we being... Wait, hold up. Am I being baited? I feel like I'm being baited. I'm gonna save just in case. I feel like we could be in a trap right now. Alright. The Yatagarasu key.
Objection!
Come on. Miss Yew, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is the picture of the key that Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, it may look like a key at first glance. It is in fact the secret ability to transform into a knife, which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing the existence of the Yatagarasu's key... Huh? Something's wrong.
I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know.
You would even know feign ignorance. We could literally just show the thing right now.
I'm not feigning anything, but we can't have you accusing me of a crime with just false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I heard some very interesting rumors about him. Ugh, are you mocking my papa? She's really going this far to make sure she's not guilty.
And don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Oh wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course you knew it from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you who isn't a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with.
Oh no.
And furthermore, there's something that Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have the knowledge to it as what it was?
Psh, psh. Actually, I heard about it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. And that's right, oh, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at the time.
There's no way you're going that far into making an excuse testimony right here.
And he didn't tell me how the key actually transformed.
Objection!
And what you're seeing is simply not possible.
Oh, and why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. But within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
Objection!
Psh, I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. But wouldn't something of this important be better left to the oral communication?
Objection!
I object. Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh no. I think I ran out of excuses.
What would have been the highly classified information even with the police force? It is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
I guess he wouldn't have had much of a reason to. Psh. Looks like I gave it a pretty lame excuse, huh? Psh.
How could you laugh at a time like this? This is murder we're talking about.
He probably hasn't just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with.
I suppose you're right. Miss Yew, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of this knife.
Do you now? Then why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. Sit. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu is the key. Only one person can have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife? The Yatagarasu?
Take that!
There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is?
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu?
There's no... But...
Wait, why?
Miss Yew. You used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who professed to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this?
Psh, she's the Yatagarasu.
Question mark?
Oh no. Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than when I sneak into some place.
You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me. Calisto Yew.
Calisto Yew, huh? That's not my real name. My real identity is the great thief Yatagarasu. And let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rell an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered a recess, Rell was dragged off with Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after him, and eavesdropped on them through the crack in the door. That Rell caged to only two things: money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was gonna be ruined if Mr. Faraday held onto Rell any longer. And plus, even if I had let them continue on the way there, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice but to silence them. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despise criminals?
Psh, but I do. Do I really?
You. Have you forgotten about the KG incident too?
Maybe. What sort of woman would...
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea to what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to have to prove that Rell wasn't the Yatagarasu by using the Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well designed as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually interlobbed them to pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He didn't let me hold the Yatagarasu's key just like that. He never noticed I had changed the key into a knife inside the plastic bag. So Faraday was an idiot. He just handed her the key. And he didn't have a chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him? Why?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rell as well.
I believe I mentioned why we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness, and how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they killed each other.
And then, the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape, which is why I had Rell help me set up the crime scene. And after I was settled down, I just rewarded him with all his hard work with a point-blank bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client like that?
Client? You want to talk about who was a client of whose first? It was me.
Oh,
I was a client in the murder of the Colombian embassy staff member, Dead Man.
you ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. And now who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be you. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. Shit. That's why he had to kill. Oh no.
How could this be? You don't mean you're work with Manny Coachum too, do you?
Maybe. Maybe not. Guess you never know.
Psh.
Damn it. Yatagarasu! The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You! Yatagarasu, you can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is?
Question mark?
No, well let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Does she have a gun? She has a gun! Fudge! Really too naive, Edgeworth. He even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. Where's Gumshoe?
Gah! You mean the key was your real target? Oh shit.
Huh. And even after I gave you such a great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on your criminal? Damn. Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two, get down!
No!
My body. I can't move.
Hey, mister, to your right!
Ugh. Oh,
Edgeworth saved! Edgeworth got it!
Ugh.
Damn.
Are you alright? Are you alright, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? Oh, another gunshot! That's a gunshot!
Shit, go, 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 go! What happened?
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. No! I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
Oh god, I thought someone else died.
He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy. I mean Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Von Karma. Are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her then. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Oh, yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. I'm sorry I doubted you. Oh, don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable, by the way. But in this case, you're protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you might just have what it takes to be a real detective. Oh, Gumshoe! Oh, could this mean, sir? Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops.
Pops, watched one too many dramas recently, have we?
Way too single-handedly destroyed the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear. I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks.
Damn. Does this mean we're gonna catch up with the final case?
Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything.
Hell yeah. Save fucking Gumshoe's ass. Oh god.
Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
The judge.
I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. Oh, it was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's not your fault, Your Honor. Really?
Well, even if we didn't have his Honor's testimony, I think that the lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired. But you should work hard, give it all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. Oh, she did? Oh, what is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship.
Is it the it's... I think it's the notebook, no? The promise notebook, if I had to say. I want to be very sure I don't get this wrong, or else I could miss out on the scene. Or is it the Swiss roll? Is it the Swiss roll? It has to be the Swiss roll. Maybe it's not the promise notebook.
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Could I really have it?
Oh yeah, she didn't eat it.
Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all. Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentience had touched the heart of this detective.
Welcome back celebration on his own. Stupid ass Mike being annoying. Okay.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop! That was good, pal. Oh man. Oh my god. Hold up. Shit. Just itching all over for some reason. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? He only just noticed just now. Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go and join him. Oh yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first... Huh? First? You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh boy. God damn it. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
You should go home 2 miles. We should hurry and report what has happened to Papa.
Agreed. Well, I'm afraid that we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir, and don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case while we're on real well. Yeah. I'll be counting on you. The setup trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later is where we finally go back to the present. I was able to finally properly stand in court as a prosecutor.
With that case with Mia, I believe, which is his second case.
But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are.
Suffering.
As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now
here in the present. So, do you remember now?
Ah, yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while. Hey, Kay, you sure grew up a lot.
Yeah, of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
Oh, you know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been this whole time?
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They live really far away, so I wasn't really able to come here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're alright.
So does it make all sense now?
Oh, you bet it does.
Well, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and...
Hold it!
Hold it. Actually, there's still a number of things that don't quite make any sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Calisto Yew, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Huh?
Question mark? Confused? Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
It's like I said. I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden amongst his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
Yeah, what's going on here? What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression of my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
Alright then, how do you explain this? A cell phone?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing. What is this?
Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Oh wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, but he was really a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth, but he was killed. And the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, The Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you.
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article.
Yeah, it's the article we get from the first episode. The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card.
Yeah, the meaning of this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Calisto Yew lady's behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up. And I knew I just couldn't let it go. So I searched you out. So that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it'd be you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and Mr. Yew's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. Smuggling ring is still ringing a bell. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay. Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. If you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. What am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Calisto Yew?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Then please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yew made her escape, it was you who saved my life by telling him to duck right. Furthermore, you helped me with that investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then, you mean? Damn, she did save his life.
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. And if you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you. This really means a lot.
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. Ugh. What is with their Xiaomi relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday, Calisto Yew, and Kay Faraday. Phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. Oops. And it will all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay.
To be continued, baby. That was a interesting flashback. But now we finally move on to the present. Holy shit. Anyway, see you guys out next time.